Back working on the 27, and I noticed when I had the radiator out quite a while back that there was definitely a problem with the frame, and so we're going to have to get in here and weld that frame up. Don't know if I can get a shot of it here or not. Yeah, kind of hard to see there, but yeah, you can see it. A crack there on that side, and if we go in here, it's starting to crack on that side as well. So I'm going to have to get a little stuff out of the way and get in there and grind on that a bit. Figure while I was at it, we can look here, and you can see that this definitely was not a black car when it left the factory. It was a green car. But she's black now. So one of these days, along the way, I'm going to have to do something about that. So this is a little continuation here on this frame crack. And so I pulled the spring out, and I'm down to the crack here in this cross member. I've cleaned it out, and it wraps around to the back side of the cross member just a little ways, so I'm going to have to drill that out to stop the crack. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and grind out that crack best I can. I might have to get a Dremel in there, but I want to do this without pulling the engine because I would like to just run it a little bit this summer as I save up a few bucks. So once I pull this engine out, I'm going to have to go through it. So that's my plan. So we'll get that crack going out on there and just take a look at this old spring here. Center bolt is shot on it. I should go ahead and pull it apart and just wire brush everything up, get that rust out of there, and get a little bit of lube on it so I can take care of that. So anyway, that's what we can have going so far, and so we'll just keep on going with that, and we'll get this fixed up this weekend, and maybe we can drive her here in a little while. So that's it for now, and we'll continue on in a little bit. Okay, one thing I need to show you is it's important to drill the end of that crack so that it doesn't spread. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble. It's going to break out of that weld and just keep right on going. So anyway, I don't know if the camera can pick it up very well, but there actually is a hole about halfway down that frame rail at the end of that crack. So now what I'm going to have to do is go ahead in there and V that crack out all the way up and across so that I can get a good weld on it. So that will be my next project. I'll get everything together and start working on that. Okay, I've ground that crack out and I ground it down all the way around to the other side of the frame, and got her cleaned up. I may try to force this part in just a little bit. It looks like it's separated ever so slightly, but anyway, we'll get that next process. We'll be getting that welded up. All right, I've also drilled, there's a crack on the other side, And so I went ahead and drilled that out, and I checked underneath to make sure that I got the end of that crack, and it's right in the spot. So I got it there, and I've ground the rest of that crack out. Now the big problem is, you see a big hole in the frame. There's a missing piece there. Now ideally, like I said before, I'd pull the engine and I would take care of this cross member properly. But since when pulling the engine out means I'm going to have to do a lot of work on it that I just don't really want to spend the time and money on at the moment, I hope to be able to at least run it through the summer, and then when winter time comes, why, I can go ahead and start with my restoration. But then again, maybe I'll just build the engine and keep the rest of the car like it is with lots of patina. I just haven't really decided. But also where that spring was, I worked on this earlier. Get the spring out of here. I went ahead and pulled the spring apart and cleaned up all the rust on all the leaves, and then I went ahead and greased those leaves so that they won't wear so bad. They're actually pretty worn out. And one of these days I'm sure I'm going to have to buy a new spring. Same goes for the rear, I'm sure. But anyway, that's where we are now. So in the morning we will be going ahead with the welding of that frame, and then we'll take care of that, and I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll get it all back together.